So real small.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that way if it doesn't work, I haven't really invested that much if it does fail. But that kind of holds you back.
Holds you back.
You can't really get the best results by not putting everything into it.
Yeah, when you put everything into it, you refuse to fail because you put so much into it.
Yeah.
So like I said, with the first gym, I invested. I damn near went bankrupt twice investing in the gym. But in my mind, I was like, it's gonna pay off. I'm gonna make it back, and that's what it did.
Yeah.
Like I went bankrupt almost twice. Emptied my savings, was check to check, but I was like, it's gonna pay off, and it made me refuse to quit because I didn't have a choice. I had to make it work.
Okay. All right, so I wanted to shoot an intro to this video. Just finished shooting it, forgot that I had my heat on through the whole video, so you could hear that wind blowing in the background the entire time. So I have to shoot it again. I wanted to have more of a cinematic and like talk heady intro for this video, but something I've realized about my personality type that's kind of held me back. Not that I wanted to stay here, but something that just accepting that's who I am right now. That I have a tendency to use perfectionism or like the extra polishing on projects and things that I want to do, just goals in life. I'll use that as a means to procrastinate and hold off from doing something that's really important. So in furtherance of me wanting to correct that and to do better, I am going to just use this right now, this opportunity that I have at the moment. It's about 8 o'clock, just got off work from my night shift. I don't have to do my day shift job today, so I'm not working a double today. I'm going to be able to rest and relax with my wife. I'm going to go inside and get her some breakfast, take a shower, hang out and talk for a little bit, and I'm going to sleep for as long as I can before I get up and clean up and just do whatever else I have to do. And I believe my sister's in town with my niece, so I'm probably going to see them in a little bit as well. So hopefully you can find something out of this video or in the second part. I'll link it in the description or comment section somewhere so that you can see it. You can get to the second part, and hopefully between these two videos, something sticks with you that you really enjoy, that helps you to continue on your road of being a better person, to being a better version of yourself. Just day after day, we're all still working. So just keep doing your best that you can. I am tired. I am very sleepy. I am going to go to sleep. Appreciate all of you so much. And I'll be seeing y'all very soon on my next video. Y'all have a great day. Bye. So, how long you had the gym here?
We've been here for about a year and 4 months.
All right. You said you had a place before this.
The original gym we had when I moved back to Sherrall, my dad had a big art gallery and it had a storage building in the back.
Yeah.
And when we saw it, we was like, this will make a nice gym.
Yeah.
So we gutted it, turned it into a small gym. Wasn't training at the time. And then when I ran
just your own personal gym?
Just personal gym.
Okay.
And then when the guy that I ran into at the gym in Sherrall wanted me to train him, I started taking him back there. And like I said, he was my mouthpiece.
Yeah.
He talked.
So tell me about that guy again. So you said you was working out in the gym and he just saw you working out. He just like, yo, I want you to be my trainer.
Yeah.
And what was your reaction?
First thing I did, I told him, I said, man, I don't train.
Yeah.
And he looked at me, he said, man, look at you. Teach me what you know. Okay. So, and I know him, he went to my church. So, I mean, I kind of already knew him. So I was like, all right, I do it. Worked with him, taught him everything that I was learning from my trainer. He made progress. He works at a plant here, big plant.
Yeah. And
he was telling everybody like, yo, man, you need to go see Trey. You need to talk to him. He can get you right. Yeah. Look what he did for me. He lost 20 pounds. He was an older guy.
Age, like 40s, 50s?
He was in his 50s. He had diabetes. It got better. Okay. Had to buy new clothes, and everybody saw it. So day by day.
That's the best feeling in the world right there when you can't fit your clothes no more.
He was buying new clothes. Day by day, I was getting people talking to me, asking questions, and it just kind of took off from there.
So what was the feeling like when people came up to you like, hey, Mike told me that you, as his trainer, I need you to do the same thing for me. What was that feeling like when you had 1, 2, 3, 4 people saying that over and over?
It made me feel good because when I first started, when I was heavy, when I was close to that 400, in my mind, I felt like I'm stuck here. Like I'm not going to be able to lose this weight unless I have surgery or something like that. Yeah. Working out, I was still active, but to be honest, like mentally, I thought that I'm always be 300. Like I can't get small. Like I'm stuck like this.
Yeah.
Once I did it, I got with somebody that showed me the right way how to do it, and I saw that it could be done. My mindset changed. So when people would come to me and ask me, could I help them, and I knew I could,
Yeah.
it made me want to do it.
And what was the point of you, like, I'm stuck versus I can do something about this? Like, what was that tipping point? You said somebody showed you a few things that help you out. What was that thing? Was it like just a list of things?
Typically the food part, because like I said, my dad started me in the gym when I was 9. So I was always in the gym. I was always working out. But when it came to my food, I was just eating whatever, whenever. It was bad.
Yeah.
But once I learned what to eat, how to eat healthier, how to cook my food, and I don't like to use the term diet because the term diet scares people.
It's a very loaded term.
I can't eat this, I can't eat that, which is not true. Cook your food better. Eat cleaner. How you prepare it. Stay away from processed food, stuff like that. Once I did that, along with continuing to work out in the gym, my body changed by itself. And that's pretty much everybody that I train, it's the same thing. Get your food straight, work out. Doesn't have to be hard. You don't have to lift heavy. 80% is how you eat.
So how much did your actual gym workouts change versus your food just changing? Did you work out the exact same way?
Nah.
No.
Proper form, technique. He taught me all that.
Okay. So before you said you was in there for 3 hours at a time.
3 hours.
Did you cut that down to be a shorter amount of time?
Right now, I probably work out about maybe an hour, hour and a half.
You feel like that's better for you though?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have more time in the day. I'm not stuck working out 3 hours. I'm not killing myself. So I get more time.
Okay. I know a lot of people debate how long to spend in the gym versus, like, I guess getting everything out very quickly is I guess more beneficial. Is it more beneficial or does it not matter depending on what you're doing?
It depends on what you're doing. Like I said, most of my guys, I train 45 minutes to an hour.
Okay.
No longer. Like I compete, so I work out a little bit longer, but for, somebody that's just normal, not competing, just wanting to work out, 45 minutes to an hour is all you need.
Okay, bet. So you went from that 385 and you said it was a picture on Facebook that made you say, I need to do something for myself.
Yeah.
To the point. What was it about that you just didn't recognize? That was the first picture that you saw of yourself in a while?
Yeah, that was the first picture I saw of myself, and like I said, the way that I looked on that picture was not how I remember myself looking. So it made me step on the scale, and stepping on that scale, that's pretty much what scared me the most.
So you said you didn't know that you were 385?
Nah, when I found out, I cussed everybody in my family out. I'm like, why didn't somebody tell me? Was my first question. Like y'all didn't tell me. Like, hey, you might want to, cut back on this, cut back on that.
You like it? I love it. That's true though. I guess sometimes people around us they just get used to us, so they get used to you gaining a pound or two every week, every day, or they just say, hey, that's just what you gonna do.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you saw that picture and you said, that's not me, was it? Some people are very hard on themselves. Like, you know what? This isn't who you are. You can do better than this. You look ragged. You look torn. They kind of are harsh on themselves, and that's like the kick in the butt. Some people it's like the self-love approach. Like, love yourself better. You work more than that. Where did your approach come from when it came to seeing that picture and then say, I need to do something about this?
I beat myself down. Like, nah, like this is not you. All my life, I'm an athlete. I'm an active. I was like, this is not you. But I would say though, the biggest thing that kind of pushed me and made me get right was my son.
Your son?
Like I said, he was 2-3 years old, and my thing was like I want to be around to see him grow up, graduate. So for him to be here on the earth, that made me want to get my stuff together.
Okay. How old was he when you saw that picture?
About 3-4 years old, 3 or 4.
So he's not fully cognizant, but he knows what's going on.
Yeah.
And he sees dad getting tired when he's playing with him.
Oh, he was just running around the yard. Come on, Dad, let's go. Playing, kicking the ball. I was out there going with him, and I'm like, man, I'm tired. I'm like, he's 3 years old. Like, he's a 3-year-old. Yeah. I'm like, as he gets older, like I said, I played basketball, football. I was like, I want to be able to do that stuff with him. I'm like, at the route that I'm going right now, I may not be here, or I'm not going to be able to keep up.
Yeah.
So it it opened my eyes.
Gotcha. What do you think is the most effective way of getting to that point? Was it like the self-discipline, the self-love, the using something like that, like a child or like a loved one? What do you think is most effective for people to really get that wake-up call? What do you think is like? Is there maybe no one-size-fits-all type of thing?
I would say for most people it's different. Just speaking on experience, a lot of people that we get, to be honest, they'll go to the doctor and get a health scare.
Okay.
And then they come running to the gym like, man, I gotta do better. The doctor said this or the doctor said that. And even when I train people, when I talk to people, I tell them, do it for a family member. Like if you got kids, do it for your kids. You want to be around, you want to see your kids get older, you want to see them grow, do it for your kids. Even if you don't want to do it for yourself, do it for them.
Yeah.
But most people, they leave the doctor office and they come straight down here.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Straight there.
Straight here.
So it's like, oh, they said like my blood pressure going high. They said I'm finna get diabetes.
Yep.
Stuff like that. Okay. But you didn't have any health scares other than your blood pressure. That was it for you.
Yeah. Like I said, I was healthy. I was active. I played ball 3-4 times a week. Other than getting winded, trying to keep up with a 3-year-old. Other than that, I mean, I was fine.
That's something I've kind of kept in mind too, because my dad has really bad diabetes. My dad has a lot of different sicknesses besides like brittle bone disease, different stomach problems.
Yeah.
But mostly diabetes, and that's something that I've kind of thought about for myself. I love candy, and my wife and a lot of my friends will attest to that. I love candy. I have candy in the car right now. For different situations, whether or not it's early morning drive, has something to keep me up. I haven't touched it yet though, but I'm gonna take it on the drive home. But stuff like that, and I love to cook at home too. But I do know that I love going out to eat as well. So that's something that's plagued me personally. What was the most difficult thing for you to give up when it came to changing how you ate?
Family. Because for one, diabetes runs heavy on my dad's side of the family. So once I went and I heard the blood pressure pills, it was like, nope, not gonna do it.
Yeah. Was everybody still frying food and everything?
Yes.
Yeah.
In the beginning, the hardest part was going to my mom's house. She loves to bake. She was frying up a storm. I remember going over there one day. She was frying pork chops. I stepped on the step.
Were they smothered?
Nah.
Oh, they wasn't? Okay.
I stepped on the step and I stopped. And I turned around and I sat down on the steps. And she came to the door. She was like, "You coming in?" I was like, "Nah." By this time I was meal prepping, so I had my food with me. I sat on the porch and I ate my food. She came back to the door. She was like, "I'm done cooking. You want some?" I was like, "Nah, I'm gonna sit out here and eat my food."
Okay.
So in the beginning stages, I would say the hardest part was like family, like cookouts, going to my mom's house on Sundays, stuff like that. Cause I refused. In the beginning, I went cold turkey.
Nothing.
My goal was get away from 400 pounds as quick as you can.
Yeah.
So like I said, I went cold turkey. I refused to eat fast food. I stopped drinking sodas, teas. I stopped eating at my mom's house. Like I just refused. Mm-hmm. I wanted to get away from 400 pounds as quick as I could.
And you said you dropped 55 pounds.
In the first 2 months.
First 2 months,
I dropped about 55 pounds just from cutting out fast foods and sodas.
How effective would you say is the cold turkey method?
Depends on the person. What I tell most of the guys I train, I don't recommend it. I tell them cut back first, because when you cut back, it's still a system shock. So you'll make some progress, and through seeing that progress, it'll motivate you to either cut more out or cut off. Most people that go cold turkey, they can't do it, and then they quit, and then they go right back to what they was doing before. So I don't recommend it. I would say start off cutting back. I don't recommend it though.
Gotcha. I'll say I had one interview with a friend of mine. She's a life coach. Melissa is also on my page too. You end up seeing this interview, and something that she tells her clients that she tells them to like approach it with curiosity, and something that she pointed out that sometimes we have different habits and certain ways of life.
Yeah.
Not because we're consciously doing it, but like just as an example, some people will eat candy because when they're younger they ate candy to cope with whatever's going on, or lots of their friends are around, so they just eating candy constantly, or eating fast food to kind of comfort themselves.
Yeah.
So something that she said to approach it with curiosity, and then something that she and I both discussed was sometimes it's just better to do better than you was yesterday, or do more often than not. Out of 7 days, can you not eat fast food 4 of the days out of the 7, or at least 3 of the days? Because last week you ate fast food all 7 days. So if you cut back 2 days, that's more than you did last week.
Oh yeah.
And the next week try to cut back 3 days that you don't eat fast food, something like that, a little bit better. Kind of like you said, seeing that progress, but also kind of figuring out why do I just revert strictly to let me go get some Chick-fil-A, let me go get some McDonald's? Is it because I can't cook? Is it because I'm too busy? I feel like sometimes we just do things out of force of a habit.
Program.
You're not really seeing it. Yeah, program.
You program.
Mm-hmm. Did any of that affect you, or you feel like, because you said you just was eating whatever, whenever?
Pretty much, because my thing was, I'm working out, I'm active, I can eat this, I can eat that. So I really didn't have any kind of discipline with how I was eating. So like I said before, it's all about your calorie intake for the day. I was eating well over my calories.
Yeah. So it didn't matter that you was in there for 3 hours, you still eating?
Oh yeah, I was still eating.
If you had to guess about how many calories over do you think that you was eating versus what you was putting out?
If I had to guess, 2,000 to 3,000 calories over. Yeah.
And you were still in there for 3 hours.
I was still in there for 3 hours.
Yeah, so you was probably like close to 10,000 calories a day.
It's about between 7 and 10.
Yeah.
Like I was eating.
You eat really?
I was eating.
Was it kind of the mindset of I need to get a lot of calories in? I'm hitting the gym so hard, or you just didn't care? Because some people do eat a lot because they're going to the gym and burning so much they want to build muscle. Were you thinking like that, or you just eat? You wasn't on that tip yet?
That was an excuse I use.
Okay.
I'm in the gym, so I can eat this, or I'm gonna work it off. I'm gonna burn it off. But it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, that's something I feel like at times I've kind of fell into a little bit, because I always had really active jobs.
Yeah.
Doing air conditioning installs, I'm sweating in the attic. It's 160 degrees. I'm crawling in a crawl space. I'll be all right. And for the time, it wasn't that bad. I was also hooping at least 2 or 3 times a week.
Yeah.
This year, probably my worst year in my life. I think I played ball maybe 5 times this year, maybe 5. And then I switched to jobs, to a little bit less active jobs. I think I was telling your wife, I think my highest this year was like 228, and it doesn't feel terrible. I feel like my knee pain, my back pain was from the work that I was doing. But whenever I look in the mirror and I can see my weight sitting on my waistline, and I can see the ab, I can see the muscle underneath it.
Yeah.
But I can feel the fat. I can hold on to it. I'm like, I can't do it like that.
Yeah, that's it. Pay attention to those signs. And like I said, if you see it, you recognize it, do something about it.
Gotcha. So, can you tell me about the process of, because a lot of people are personal trainers, they usually just go to the gym, whether or not you're supposed to or not. I guess some gyms don't want you to, but they go to the gym and they just personal train out of whatever Planet Fitness gym that they have. What's the process like if somebody wants to go out and get their own gym like you do? Not in Sherrod, somewhere else. But
it's a long process. It's not too bad. But I started like that when I came back. Mm-hmm. I'm friends with the lady that used to run the gym. Mm-hmm. So she kind of let me train there because they trained to left, moved out of town. Yeah. And she knew I had the gym back here and I was working. So she asked me if I would train there, and I told her I would do it. So that's how I started. So I was training there in the mornings, and then in the afternoons, 3 to 5, when kids would get out of school, because I had mostly kids too. Yeah. I would train them back there. Okay. And then I guess the owner of the gym, he didn't want us there. Okay. So I went to my gym, and like I said, my first gym, it wasn't registered. It was more of a personal gym. And through doing that, when I came back to town, I kind of made a lot of enemies. The guy that had this gym, I think he turned me into the state, and
he went for real.
He turned me into the state, not the state, to the town. I was running a gym without a license. Okay. So the town came and got with me. Everybody knows my family, so the lady came to me and was like, "Hey, we had somebody report you. You might want to get your license." So that's kind of what pushed me in the direction of, just getting legit, so nobody can touch me. Mm-hmm. So I had to register with the state. It's a lot of paperwork. They want a percentage of everything you make.
So it's not just the income? That's not enough?
Nah, like your members, you have to have a contract. You got to send your contract in. It's got to be approved. The training, how much your training sessions are, how much your membership.
Oh, they want everything.
They want everything.
Oh, Uncle Sam digging in your pockets.
They want they want everything.
Okay.
So to be honest, most training sessions are at least at minimum $40 to $50 a session.
Just to make it worth it because of how much?
The overhead. Depends on the area. So my area's small. A lot of people around here won't pay that. They're not gonna pay that.
Yeah.
So mine are a little bit cheaper because my thing is if I can get the people to stick with it and do it, I know I can help them make results.
Yeah.
Through making results, I'll get more people. I can increase my price.
Yeah.
And that's how I started. I've increased my price twice since I started, and I still get people to sign up because they see that it works.
I think that's something that people forget a lot of times. Rather than like making money the first step, it leads you to make less money.
Yeah.
But if you just focus on actually helping people, the money always gonna come.
It's gonna come.
So the first step is, if you can do it private, do that. But if not, you gotta be legit, get all your paperwork done.
Yeah.
And that's just what LLC or corporation.
You gotta have a name, your LLC. That's got to be done first. Depending on the size of your building, you got to get a surety bond. If you're doing memberships, that costs.
So license, bonded,
insurance.
LLC, insurance. Do you have anybody help you with all the paperwork, or just you and your wife going through as far as accounting and organizing all the memberships, all that?
Me, my wife, my brother, and his wife.
Okay.
We all run the gym. We all had to use our heads and figure it out because we didn't have anybody tell us. And then what I found out, my trainer, I could pick his brain, like, what do I need to do? So he kind of helped us out too.
Okay.
Because he had all of that. He's been doing it over 30 years. So the stuff we didn't know, we asked him, and he kind of guided us in the right direction.
How doable is it without a mentor to pick their brain?
Oh, it's hard. Because a lot of the stuff that we didn't know, we had to find out from him.
Gotcha. And you don't have too much. You don't have too much leeway to fail with that because you can get hit real hard. Real quick. Gotcha.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And is it just because of the safety, because of all the heavyweight equipment, or is it that makes that so strict for the gym?
If I had to guess, I would probably say the income.
Okay.
Like it's a lot of money involved. You're dealing with people money, especially if you're charging like a monthly fee. Credit card information, like it's a lot of money involved.
Okay.
And like I say, Uncle Sam gonna get here.
They gonna get everything they can. Okay, bet. So, would you say it's like a worthwhile thing? Like, as far as obviously you really enjoy having the gym.
Oh yeah.
You want to expand it to multiple gyms, a larger gym. You work with schools. What do you think is going to be the next step, or the best step? Do you think it's just better to have a gym as you do right now?
For me, our goal is to eventually get a bigger building to where we can have like training facility for kids, because one of the other things that I focus on, I like working with kids. Yeah. I've always worked with kids. When I was younger, we didn't have a gym where we could go to get one-on-one personal training. Yeah. My last year in high school, I worked with a personal trainer. He was a trainer from Clemson. Yeah. And he showed me some stuff. My season was over with, and I was mad. I was like, man, if I could have had him at the beginning of the season or my 9th grade year, I could have been so much better. My 12th grade year was over with. I was graduating. Yeah. So to give kids the opportunity to do better, I think I helped one kid get into college. One of the best feelings in the world. He's still playing ball right now.
He playing football, basketball? Football.
Okay. My son, he'll be a senior next year. He's a hell of an athlete. Probably the fastest kid in the county right now.
So you help track students, football,
everybody.
Basketball.
All my training for most athletes is essential: speed, agility, quickness, side strength. You need all that in pretty much any sport you play. So that's pretty much what I do when I train most of my kids.
when it came to you focusing on kids, was it the fact that you have a child? Was it the fact, like, you mentioned as far as your 12th grade year, if you had a trainer, do you think that you would have, if you had somebody helping you out, that you would have never got to 385? Was it a mix of all those things? But,
Oh yeah, most definitely. If I'd have had a trainer in school, I probably would have went to a school that I wanted to go to. I had to settle. Working with kids, my son, I started with him, trained him. And he played rec league sports, and every sport he played, parents would be like, "Man, how your son so fast?" And I would tell them, I train him. And I would get questions from them. Do you train kids? Do you work with kids? At that time, I wasn't. Even when I first started training, I wasn't really working with kids like that, except my own son, because I wanted him to do good in sports. The more he performed, the more people started asking. So I was like, I was like, you know what? I might as well start training kids too.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much how I got started, through him. And like I said, the other guy that I was training, that was my advertisement.
What role has your wife played? Did you meet her through the gym? You knew her before you got into training? Did you train her?
I met her at work at Walmart.
Oh, okay, cool.
And we met. She saw me. She was active, working out in the gym.
Was she already a bodybuilder?
Nah, she was working out day to day. She asked me what
y'all a strong couple, boy.
She asked me what I train her.
Okay.
And I told her I would.
Did she actually want to have you train her, or did she just want to hang out with you?
Probably both. I would say both.
Okay.
So I worked with her. I saw her work ethic, and she kind of started how I did. She was kind of chubby, but she loved to work out. Didn't have the proper form technique, and at that time, like I said, I was probably with my trainer 5 months before I started working with her. So at that time, I wasn't training.
Yeah.
So I told her, like, hey, I work with this guy. You might need to go talk to him, work with him. He can show you some stuff. Like, he's helped me.
Yeah.
So she went, talked to him, and he helped her, got her on track, nutrition, proper working out, and it just kind of took off from there.
Okay. And just going to the gym together more and more often, spending more time together.
Yep.
What role did she play in you becoming a business owner? Was it something that you already wanted to do, or she was like, hey, why don't you just kind of grow and expand? Was it something that she wanted to do by herself?
In the beginning, me and my brother always wanted to own a gym. Because like I said, when we were younger, we both was in the gym. My dad had us both in the gym.
Yeah.
It was actually a gym in that building right there. The store, the white one. Yeah. It was Dog's Gym. It was more of a hardcore gym. Yeah. We would go there at night and work out. We talked about owning the gym. So it was kind of there, not training, just being a gym owner.
Yeah.
When I got with her, we moved back. When I moved back to Sherrall, we were together, so she came with me. We saw that building. We thought about turning into a gym. And to be honest, her role, she supported me in everything that I wanted to do. So when I said this would be a nice gym, she was like, let's do it. We did it. We got it right. The training, she was like, go ahead, do it. So she's pretty much been my backbone. Like with anything that I wanted to do, she's always supported me, pushed me to do it. And I just do it.
Yeah. Now I know every husband says, like, I have my wife here with me today. Appreciate you. Every husband always says, I couldn't do it without him. Like, but do you feel like you were already a very strong-willed, determined person, or do you feel like there was a lot of times where you felt like you wasn't gonna end up following through, that she kind of picked you up and said, hey, let's refocus?
Oh yeah. I'm strong-minded, but like I said in the beginning, it was certain times where I would talk about doing something and it would just be talk.
Okay, yeah, we kind of talked
and
about
then you kind of push it off. And if it's something that I wanted to do, she'll tell me, go ahead and do it. Like, just do it. And just hearing that, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do it. Yeah. And then it kind of changed me to where now, if I say something, she already know 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna do it. Like, I'm not just talking. So
gotcha.
I was that person in the beginning where I wanted to do it, would talk about doing it, wouldn't fully commit to it. Now,
was it just the busyness of life? Was it like any kind of insecurities or like confidence, or what was it that kind of stopped you from going? I think a lot of people, even myself, with doing this, I've talked about all kinds of different roadmaps. I had like 2 or 3 different full business plans of like year 1 to year 5, but it just takes so long to get started with year 1. Like, what do you think was kind of holding you back from that?
Just habit, or I guess deep down feeling like it's not gonna work, or you're gonna fail, or I mean I don't know, to be honest. But since I did it, I tell my parents who they retired, opened up a business, stop talking about it and just do it. People ask me, man, how did you get the gym? Like, what's your steps? How did you do all that? And I tell everybody, don't talk about it, do it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Did you ever shake those feelings? Or you kind of just persevere through the fear, persevere through like the worries and subconsciousness. Like, just don't even have it present in your mind. Just keep pushing forward.
Oh,
did you guys overcome it completely? Like,
I would say I overcame it because once I did it the first time and we started the gym, it made me feel a certain way. Like, okay, this can be done. If I put all into it, I can get it done. Because the first gym we had, it was small. We had to go in, gut it out. We were in there, had no power, had generators, painting the floor, painting the walls. Like, it was terrible. When we finished, to see the finished product, it was like, okay, we can make this work.
you had enough proof at that point.
That was proof.
Yeah.
So from there, with the small gym, I started training. I was like, okay, this guy taught me in the training. I helped him. He's bringing me more people. I'm helping them. The word started to get out. All right, this guy worked with kids. He worked with adults. He's helping people make progress. I was like, okay, it can be done. So then it turned into, if I had an idea, I did it. I think we hit one patch where we had the gym. It wasn't doing as well as we wanted it to. It was slow. Because for one, our old gym was in an alley. So you couldn't see it just going by the main street. You had to go in the alley.
Alley to go there.
We weren't getting traffic like that.
Gotcha.
So one year we came in and it was like, hey, my goal was to always get out of Walmart and not be there all my life. I was seeing guys 40, 50 years old still order fill. I'm like, man, I can't I can't do that.
Ain't no shame in that.
I was like, man, I can't order fill when I'm 50 years old. So
when I first met Neil, order filling at Walmart distribution, my man had a 50-pound weight vest on?
Yeah.
Now, order filling, you gonna move about on a
So that was you.
I
remember him telling me that story.
on a busy night, maybe like 30,000 pounds, 40,000 pounds.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You're gonna touch about 40,000 on a good night. You're gonna, whenever you on the highway, you see a Walmart truck pass by, you're gonna feel that whole truck from top to bottom, the entire thing. And Neil be out there with a weight vest on, still about like 160%, 170%.
Wow.
I was at, like, my first month, I'm struggling. I'm feeling like 80%. I come home. I remember I messed up my arm real bad one time. Like, I woke up, I couldn't even feel from my elbow here. I kept on picking up cases of water to one-handed, and I was just free-handed like this, and it was pulling on my wrist. And after that, I was like, man, I don't know if I can do this.
But I remember you coming home and you were getting really buff.
After a while, hell, it's like being in the gym all night.
Yeah.
You just want to tell me, like, it's like being in the gym for 12 hours.
I did it mostly for cardio.
Mm-hmm.
That's mainly what I did it for. But thinking about it and what got me, you may not know this guy. This guy had back surgery, major back surgery. He came back to work right after the surgery, had a back brace on up to his chest. He was standing at the time clock. I'm like, dude, didn't you have back surgery? And I got a house I got to pay for. I got this, I got that. And he was probably already in his 50s. I'm like, and it made me think about my life. And I'm like, is that going to be you? And I was like, nah.
Was you in the threes at that point?
Nah, I was.
You had already broke.
Nah, I had broke all of that. I had my gym, but I was still working out there 3 days a week. I came home and I told her, like, we got to do something. Like, we got to make this gym thing work. It was towards the end of the year, and we was like, look, next year come in, we in the gym 24/7. Whether we got people coming or not, we going to be there, we going to promote, we going to advertise. Like, next year we going to make it work. That next year came in, we did exactly what we said we was going to do, and it started to pick up. Like, people started to see us post our videos. They started seeing that. We was posting the people that we was working with. Matter of fact, the girl in there, she's been with me 2-3 years now. She started out at 242 pounds. She got down to 160. She made the transformation. She's on the window right there.
Okay.
It just took off. And then we saw then, if you wanted to work, you got to be 100% invested.
Yeah. You got to fully commit. You got to
fully commit.
Yeah. So sometimes you see them ghosts from the future. Like, you go, like, oh, yeah, you know what? I'm scared now. I got to go ahead and do something. But yeah, I think that's something that, even for myself too, because sometimes people start off with anything that they do, content creation, they'll start off something real small.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that way, if it doesn't work, I haven't really invested that much if it does fail. But that kind of holds you back. You can't really get the best results by not putting everything into it.
Yeah, when you put everything into it, you refuse to fail because you put so much into it.
Yeah.
So like I said, with the first gym, I invested. I damn near went bankrupt twice investing in the gym, but in my mind, I was like, it's gonna pay off. I'm gonna make it back, and that's what it did.
Yeah.
Like I went bankrupt almost twice. Emptied my savings, was check to check, but I was like, it's gonna pay off, and it made me refuse to quit because I didn't have a choice. I had to make it work.
Okay. Where was she during this time period?
Oh,
y'all was together at that point?
Yeah, we was together at the time. And she still motivated me, pushed me to do it.
Yeah. That's love, man. You got when you say, hey, this is all we got, and so it's like, all right, we gonna make that's really what you need, because in present mind, you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Subconscious is like, boy, you better do it.
You had no choice.
Yeah.
I had kids. We had our daughter. My son, he was going to the 9th grade. He was a freshman in high school. So didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
Like it was, you have to make this work. Like you can't afford to fail. So I think that was a big key too.
Yeah. Did you feel any kind of fear or pressure at that point?
I did.
How do you use that to motivate you for positivity rather than like breaking under?
Oh, it made me get up in the morning, every morning. I was still working at Walmart 3 days a week. Sundays, I would get off on Sundays. I was working second shift. I'd get off 2, 3 in the morning. Take an hour drive home, get home 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. I had my first client at 8:30 in the morning.
How much sleep did you get in between that?
3 hours.
3 hours. Because y'all, like the crew, like the top 5 to 10 of y'all, I know y'all get done mad early. So is that what pushed you to get high production there so that you could get off early?
I had to get out of there. I had to get out. And then when they took standard, we didn't have standard. We was stuck all night. We was stuck all night.
I left before that happened.
So I would be there till latest 3:30 in the morning. I would get home at 4. My first client was at 8:30 in the morning. So
you get like an hour and a half, 2 hours?
I would walk in the gym dead ass tired with an energy drink. But have a choice. Mm-hmm. And like I said, in the morning, my clients started to pick up. I went from 2 to 3. It was 4 to 5, 5 to 6. And then my goal was, I set a goal for myself. I said, if I can make enough to cover one day, I'm gonna go part-time.
Okay.
Business picked up.
Was that just sheer, was that net or just gross? Like, hey, like before you start taking money out, like this is what I made today before I start paying all my bills, or you, after all the bills is paid, covering a day of work?
Yeah. I think on a daily basis at Walmart, I was making about $200 a day, not including my order filling incentive. So my goal was, if I can make at least $200 for the week, that'll cover my day.
Yeah.
I'll go part-time. That'll give me less time at Walmart, more time in the gym.
Gotcha.
So once I hit that mark, I went to HR. I was like, look, what I got to do to go part-time? They told me, went part-time. So from there, I was working my 2 days, and the rest of my days I was back there.
Okay. You still part-time there, or you fully left?
Part-time.
Okay.
I only work Saturdays, Sundays. I work a mid shift, so I go to work at 10. By 4 or 5 o'clock, I'm done.
Okay.
I only work like 8 hours.
You start the 4 to 4?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I only do 8 hours.
Okay. That's a lot.
So I get more sleep. I don't wake up tired. More energy. Yeah.
What do you think as far as like advice or message to anybody else is when it comes to fully committing, getting over that fear, and also using the fear of like, you got everything in this, you can't afford to fail. Like, what's some good advice or good thought process to have to not let that hold you back or to make you? Because sometimes you can fail because you're so scared. You know, you're so afraid that things are going to go wrong. You kind of self-fulfill that prophecy of it failing. What do you think is a good way of thinking or handling things?
I think if you're doing something and you love to do it, go all in. Another thing that pushed me was before I worked at Walmart, I was a manager at another place. It was a kids facility. I got wrongfully terminated.
Yeah.
I gave those guys 7 years of my life, and I was basically scapegoated.
Yeah.
7 days before Christmas,
God.
while my son, I worked so much, used to have to take my son with me to spend time with him. I got scapegoated 7 days before Christmas while he was out there with me.
He was at work with you.
He was with me. So after that, I told myself, one, I'd never do a manager position again.
Yeah.
I refuse. Two, one day I want to work for myself. Like, I don't want to work for nobody. Like, I don't want to deal with that.
Yeah.
And even being at Walmart, I would see managers get fired. Like, I remember they fired 7 managers at one time. They had been under 20 years. And I'm like, after 20 years of giving you, your service to a place and they just let you go, like, what are you supposed to do after that?
And it's not like it's like a little rinky-dink job. You got to be in there all day or all night moving.
You got to start over. And I'm like, I can't do that. So after that, even when I went to Walmart, deep down, I still wanted to work for myself. And I think when like COVID hit and a lot of people, they was laying out of work, they wasn't going, you saw a lot of people start their own businesses and start doing stuff for themselves, food trucks. I remember people got crickets. They was making cups. They was making businesses for themselves.
Yeah.
So, like I said, if you got something that you want to do, you love it, you want to work for yourself, you got to go all in. When I was little, my dad, he had 3-4 art galleries. They did okay, but they didn't do well. The one he has now, after we got our gym, and I told him, like, look, you're going to have to go all in. You're going to have to commit to it. When you leave, get to the light, take a right. It's got green trim, art gallery.
Right there.
He's doing great.
Okay.
Blueprint. So I tell everybody, don't talk about it. If you want to do it, commit to it, go all in. That's the only way it's gonna work. You can't be halfway in. You got to be all the way in fully and commit to it.
Yeah. I believe it, man. When do you see yourself getting away from Walmart, just doing only this? Do you have a game plan as far as that goes?
Right now, pay off some debt. Going full time, I lost my insurance. She put me on her insurance. Fingers crossed. Right now, like I'm training the girls basketball team at my high school. They're doing good right now. The last 5 years, they started the season off like 0-7, 0-8. They 6-3 right now. Tried to get with the football team. A lot of politics. They didn't want me. Basketball coach, one of his friends I actually trained.
Yeah.
He came and talked to me, asked me what I do, and I told him, yeah. Those girls balling right now.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get out there and see if they want a strength and conditioning trainer. If I can get that job,
Yeah.
I'm gone.
I got you. Hey, man, sometimes you need that more and more social proof. At a certain point, they can't deny it.
Yeah, it's getting to that point now.
Yeah. Okay, that's what's up. Hey, and hopefully we can help out as much as we can.
Oh, yeah.
All right. It's cold, and I know you cold. I know you're cold. Let's get inside, and if you got any clients, then maybe we can get.
Nah, I think everybody gone.
And otherwise, we can get to a couple training exercises. Let's see how out of shape I am. It's dope that your dad got his shop around the corner, though. Did y'all plan for that?
Everything we do, we kind of do like family. So everybody's involved.